We'll call our meeting to order. This is a work session, the Mayor and Borough Council of Borough Seaside Park County, Ocean, State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, September 28, 2023, advertised for 7 p.m. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was presented and properly provided, by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on January 4th, 2023. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Ammaville?
Here.
Councilmember Condos? Here. Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Dr. McHugh?
Here.
Councilmember Welk?
Here.
Council President DeMichael?
Here.
Mayor Peterson?
Here. The next two items are for informational purposes. One is just the request from Clean Ocean Action that had already been approved to hold their biannual cleanup event of the beach Saturday, October 21st, 9 to 12:30, and there's a resolution also related thereto that had previously been passed by the governing body. And item B for informational purposes is a status update for all those working on the J Street Community Center project.
Well, last Thursday, we got all the architectural plans from the engineer. Friday, we submitted the bid notice to the Asbury Park Press. It was published yesterday. And the bid opening date is October the 18th.
And that's because of a mandatory 10-day waiver, so.
Correct.
Yeah, we did that without coming before the whole council. We approved that. We
Right.
figured it would have been
We talked it over a number of
expeditious.
We went along with that. Just making for the
So,
audience's sake.
assuming we get an acceptable bid that looks in range, and that gets then reviewed by the committee and the engineer, it could be on the agenda thereafter, the last meeting of October?
We'll see.
Not yet.
There's a date and a time, right, for the bid opening?
October 18th, 10 a.m.
October 18th. So it's possible.
It's possible. That's why we kind of rushed it.
Typically, it's 90 days.
After, unless people are hurting for work, and I don't think they are in that business. So, but you never know. Could be working in between a schedule of another job. It's not that big a job, but just getting it going. Anything else on that one from anyone? The
The CDBG funds we're going to wait till the bid and then determine how we're going to utilize them towards buildings. Is that correct, you guys? Is that how you remember it?
That's how I remember. Okay.
do they have some restrictions like materials?
Handicap,
labor,
yeah,
what-
wage, prevailing wage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, that's part of this too, so that's a little bit of money that won't have to come from the borough directly.
Well, thanks to everyone concerned. Keep it up. Next, on the work session is discussion for authorization of the auction of 2 vehicles no longer in use. It's listed for consideration as Resolution 253 at the regular meeting. Did you see the memo from Karen, some of the background?
Yes, I guess in short, that the vehicles are no longer working and no longer needed.
We can't even move one of them without,
Right. Loader.
without
Yeah,
county
you
helping
would
us or
first
somebody.
time.
Yeah.
So one off doesn't even go and work.
Whoever buys it, we're gonna have to maybe, I don't know, say, come get it too. We're not delivering anything.
No, I'm pretty sure they come get it.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come and get it.
Come and get it.
That's good. 1988.
And item B, I had received this inquiry from Ocean County from the principal planner, and they gave a sample or typical type letter they wanted me to sign as mayor, but I wanted the council to see it if everyone authorized it for participation. And what it is Ocean County Planning Department has applied to participate in New Jersey or North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority's fiscal year 2025 to 26 sub-regional studies program. Should the proposal be accepted, the town would become a partner with the Planning Department of the county, NJTPA, to study current coastal evacuation routes, policies, practices. And there's nothing about the joining in this that says it would require any kind of cost that I see to the town.
No, but we might need to designate individuals to represent us, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they say there's a minimum
Three
three
meetings?
meetings,
Sounds
yeah.
that way.
The fall of 2024 is when it kicks off.
I'm saying it's about time, you know what I mean? It's this from Hurricane Sandy, and Long Beach Island already has a good system already in place, and it's really lacking here, so I mean, it's, 11 years after Sandy, I mean, it's about time.
It says in the steering committee, so you need to
Right.
have someone.
And,
Do they say they want three names?
Yeah, three meetings.
Three meetings, they don't,
Well,
it's TAC members.
Hearing.
yeah.
Well, 2 and 3,
Right.
3 and 2, well, I guess 5,
Right.
but,
So we don't necessarily have to decide that to have the letter go out.
I guess it is, but now this is a professional planner, and, excuse me, I'm
They
sorry.
want feedback and different opinions. They didn't specify how many people are, they want us to participate.
They just want us to pass this right now.
Yeah, they
We'll
want that.
authorize the study, they'll
Yeah.
support the study, and then get our feedback throughout the process.
They want our endorsement, I guess, that's all it really is,
Yeah.
about, right? And then they'll do
Well,
the
it has
details
to-
later. But this is professional planner employed by the county, I
Ocean,
suppose?
Ocean County, yeah.
Okay. It's not a subcontract or anything, it's a
No.
direct employee of the county.
That's the way it reads.
Yeah, it's about time, and that's what you ought to put on the letter, so yes, but,
It says we can, it's a
about
sample,
time.
we can use our own letter.
yeah.
So that's on as a resolution for the regular meeting, 259.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Those were the work session items for action and the two informational items. Does anyone else have anything for work session?
Nothing there.
If not, we'll go in.
Excuse me, Mayor, yeah, I asked about something a few weeks ago about one-way streets, particularly ones that come out toward Central. It's just hard to pull out, and in the summertime is one thing. I can see where the narrow streets need a one-way designation. A few of them say first through Brighton, I think, maybe C as well. But during the wintertime, it's really hazardous pulling out onto Central Avenue because of those cutout things. And I don't know why we can't designate those streets during the off-season, just like when the lights change from, when the traffic light turns to a yellow blinking light, that we can't maybe, I don't know, I'm throwing it out there, but I think it's hazardous. If we can maybe designate those streets as a not one-way street. So you have the option at least to go out to the ocean. It's just hazardous. I just don't know how else to say it. There's apartment buildings, particularly on my street, and they all park right up there, right along the curb, and you can't see cars coming. So in the summertime, okay, cut down traffic, face-to-face traffic maybe, I don't know, but I think during the wintertime, somebody was going to look at it, I forget who, Long Public Safety or something was going to check it out, or somebody said, remember, Ray? You talking
No,
about
I
this?
don't- I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's relative to safety, but it was never discussed.
Yeah, I mean, could we put a committee together or make some kind of, there's,
Are we looking at the traffic study, Doctor?
no, not really, just, we didn't do a traffic study to make them one-way streets, within the last 10 years. We just did it. And actually, we did second, and then we turned second around because of the deliveries to White Oak and stuff, they made it back to a two-way street. It was one-way. It was made one way and then put back to two-way again. I just think, you know, I don't know if it's too complicated or what it's really. I think it's just changing the one-way street sign to taking it down and putting the stop sign on the other end of the street, but that's the way it used to be. I just think it's a good idea, and I would just like to see it go forward somehow. I mean, I'd like to discuss about it and discuss it, and then maybe move it forward and see what the town residents think and everybody else. And if it's a good idea, then, you know, why not? I think it'd be a lot safer.
We'll switch
Do you
one,
think,
excuse me, we'll switch one blinking lights. When they go to blinking lights, it's two-way. When they go to red light, it's a one-way.
Well, it's kind of the difference between the, you know, summer and the.
Yeah, that's
and the-
true. I agree.
yeah,
That makes
I mean,
sense.
It's just, you know, it's the end of the summer season officially, I guess, when that light changes.
Just,
I guess my comment to your concern though about the way it's designed on Central, whether it's one-way or two-way doesn't change the design.
No.
And in this winter time, the time that you want it to be two-way, so you're saying do it so that you could go up to the ocean as
Exactly.
opposed to
You don't
coming
have
out
an
on
option.
Central.
You
That's
don't
what
have
you're
an
really
option
asking, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
If you have the option to go up, and likewise, if
Should
somebody's
it
coming
always
in
be
off.
going up to the ocean then? Because I think in the summer, when you have more traffic, is when you're allowing people to come out on Central, if you follow your thought
I know,
process.
but that's, you know, but it's
the
a lot
dangerous
more.
That's what I'm saying, that's the more
Well, there are a lot more
likelihood of
cars then
traffic.
too, though. But, you know, it's either going back and making them all two-way streets again, which, you know, we went through this
Right.
years ago, or just, you know, I just think to keep it one way all winter long is a
Counterproductive.
hardship on the residents of the streets that go toward, go west. You know, and by the same token, you know, when you come off of Central Avenue, if you live, which these people do anyway, if they live 3 houses in, they don't go all the way up the ocean, come all the way down, they turn in anyway. So, I mean, it would make it legal for them to do so as well.
We've got one related inquiry, I think that went to the police department for review. I think they were sending it to the engineer, that's what we're following up on. This had come back, I don't know, Sandy, it goes back a while, for Second Avenue in particular to be reinstated as one way.
As one way again?
Yeah, so that's under review, so it's a related issue.
Well, I was on council at the time that we made them one way. I think I was the sole vote not in favor of it, actually, but, just because you know, I think that the two-way slows cars down. I mean, right now, there's one-way streets, there's nothing to stop somebody from barreling down there, you know.
Some of them are just very, very narrow.
Well, Second Avenue is a perfect example. In the summer, it's bad two-way. I mean, you literally sometimes have to pull over or go into a
And there's
driveway, like you
sometimes
can't
nowhere to
get through.
pull over.
So I think it's an example of why the one-way is kind of.
Well, that's the way we did it, but then it got reversed because the merchants.
Yeah.
That street, they're
Second
coming
Avenue.
around with trucks. for-
Yes,
Right.
yeah, so,
That's why that happened?
Yeah.
That's kind of that's what I've been told.
Yes.
But, you know, if you continue down to Third or Fourth even, because they come down Fourth, it's a much wider street. So
yeah.
they come in and hit Ocean Avenue, come down Ocean, hit Fourth, they're right in front of those stores. It's really more about making the U-turn, so that was an interesting, I didn't know that for a fact, it was hearsay, but to have made that a two-way, just to
Accommodate
make
the-
those trucks that are delivering beer or whatever, kind of seems even more ridiculous than it being a two-way street in the summer.
I mean, you know, Second,
It's,
First, North, Island, Brighton, they're all pretty narrow streets.
yeah.
And it opens up the D Street really, I guess, C Street, but, you know, so that was the reason for that, because they're so narrow. But, I don't know, I'm throwing it out there, I just think,
I guess the only thing I would add to that, Doctor, is that where I live on N Street, the chief of police has told me is the most narrow street in
yours
town,
is, yes.
and it's two ways, because you can't.
But you can't go back
Right.
the other
In
way.
effect, it's a one-way.
So you can have a narrow street, it's two-way.
You can, yeah, and these were all two-way. You know, the only one-way streets, at the time were up in the north side of town. And, Yeah.
You're getting a lot more through traffic, back and forth.
True.
Other issues, so you have people traveling by foot during the summer with carriages and bikes, and, that's the other issue. Yeah, between Central and Ocean Ave, so the volume of pedestrian traffic and regular traffic way exceeds, no offense, but
No, you're right,
exceeds
you're absolutely right.
Bayside, N Street, and those other examples. Those are really residents and local only.
I was just thinking that's just a compromise, it would make,
Doctor history, do you remember when they changed them? 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Dave Meyer was the one that instituted it. He's the one that pushed it forward, and because she's on First Ave, and so how many years?
20 years ago?
No, 10 years ago. But before that, I mean, for the last 50 years,
Well, both, all of them were two-way streets.
except for the north side of town.
Oh, that could be right. I remember Second Avenue was always a two-way street. Always when I was growing up. Yeah, it was impossible to get down the street there. But the other time, that there was a parking spot or a driveway to go into, so.
Well, no, I don't know that we talked about it in our community. I
And the
feel like
police
this
can,
is,
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate,
we
right?
can, we could discuss it. I feel like this could be
all right, why don't we do, because they're already going to be following up on this.
Oh,
Yeah, so that would go logically with
the
it.
streets on
All
Central
right.
Ave.
Great timing.
That would be,
Off to the police committee, I guess.
Yeah.
accommodate something.
Yeah, state statute and local ordinance allows you to designate the streets the way you want, under local jurisdiction if you own a street, so.
There are streets.
Yeah,
So we have
so you have the
that,
authority to do it, yes, you do, under ordinance.
Okay.
I mean, I can forward it, I
Can
think
we
this is ordinance
request that the
resolution.
county restrict parking on those one-way streets on Central Ave, something along those lines?
Excuse me?
So maybe we request from the county to restrict those particular one-way streets approaching Central Ave so that you have a better sight line.
Change the curbing.
That's
Yeah,
state-
or do just restrict the parking. Because really the issue is you come to Central Ave coming down from Ocean.
Well,
Ave.
that's another,
It's that left side that you can't see. I mean, I know exactly.
yeah, but
what
that's
you're
not
talking
just
about.
those streets, that's all, that's all over town.
Every,
Yeah.
Street to come down
Yeah.
Central Avenue.
So,
Yeah, please, we'll have
Thank you.
a look at it,
Thank you.
and then if need be, if the engineer needs to weigh in, I don't know who did that. Is it RBE or?
I would imagine, I didn't know they were involved in
I
that.
don't know.
No.
We can discuss.
Like Steve said, we didn't need permission, no,
Yeah.
to do it.
Anyone else from council on any work session items? If
No.
not, Gee, no.
No,
If not, we'll go into the audience for any work session comments, if anyone has them, if they could give their name and address into the record. Hearing none, I'll close the public portion, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn the work session, take a brief recess, and then go into the regular meeting.
make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Council President DeMichael, second. Second by Council Member Ammaville.
you want to make your comment? Oh,
No, I'd like to talk about the Second Avenue, because it's where I live, 38 Second Avenue.
Okay.
And the idea that.
Thank you, sir. Name and address for the record?
Yeah, the name is Schaefer, Joe.
Joe Schaefer?
Right,
Spell your last name, please.
Schafer,
And your address, sir?
38 Second Avenue.
Thank you very much. You may proceed.
Okay. So the idea that the reason Second Avenue is a two-way street to accommodate the beer trucks, I think I heard somebody say that's ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. But what happens is, the beer truck parks on one side, the Boar's Head guy parks on the other side, and now it's no-way traffic, okay? That's what happens. But in the middle of summertime, or even in the fall, before it gets wintertime, it's like Russian roulette on that street, okay? Parking on both sides, people speeding, and that, we all know that's where the young people go to the beach, okay? Young drivers, everybody's speeding, and it's like a game of chicken. Sooner or later, somebody's gonna have a head-on there. And there are kids, young kids, mid-block that I've bought recently, that play in the street. And I think it's just, I think you're asking for it, to keep it a two-way street.
I'm not asking anything, I'm just
Well,
saying,
I didn't say it's directed at you, I'm saying, in general, okay? I'll come up here next year and tell you all about it if somebody has to have.
Well, the argument, sir, against that is that when a car is coming at you, you're forced to slow down, rather than not having any impediment at all to go as fast as you
The
want.
impediment is that you got parking on both sides of the street. You can't fit two cars.
I'm just saying that this is what's been raised over time. I mean, I didn't, you know.
I'm raising it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just for the record, your preference is to keep it one way?
Make it back to one way.
Toward the beach or away from the beach? Any preference
Well,
on
First
that?
Avenue goes up, right?
Right.
So second goes down?
Yeah.
Yeah, they alternate, they
Go
alternate.
west, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other work session comments? If not, then we had a motion to have an adjourn from Council President Michael, second by Councilmember Ammaville. Roll call.
Council President DeMichael?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. McKee?
Yes.
Councilmember Welch?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We'll take a brief.